All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna be installing the fuel ethanol sensor on my Focus ST. I got it right here. So I got it off of Tune Plus from Adam for about 350 bucks, something around there. And today I'm gonna try to get it in so that I can install it tuned tomorrow and then hopefully be on E30 on the Focus ST. It comes with a 3D printed bracket, which is something that's special about this ethanol sensor as opposed to other ethanol sensors that I looked at. Comes with the fuel line, comes with wires for the sensor, and it looks like a pretty simple wire up. And yeah, there's the Focus. So let's get to it. All right, so intake box is coming out. Battery is gonna get disconnected. Take off the battery bracket. Once the intake box is out, you'll be able to pull this off, slide that out, slide the battery out, and then we're gonna take the battery box out, and the sensor is gonna clip to this side of the panel. Getting pretty dark out, unfortunately, but as you can see, I got the battery box out. Pretty simple. I had my relays and fuses for my fog lights wired up on the battery box already, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I have space for both things. You're gonna be mounting the sensor on this surface right here. So this fitting on the high pressure fuel pump is being a bitch. So I'm gonna have to fold for now, head to the auto parts store and try to manufacture my own tool, because I know for a fact that the standard fuel line release fittings won't fit back there. So I'm gonna have to do something that I saw online and cut the tip of the fitting so that it slides back there, and hopefully I'll be able to remove it more easily. Fuck. All right, I'm an idiot. I got the line off after struggling for a couple of hours. Misunderstood the directions, and I thought it was just a typical fuel line fitting, but if you can see here, this is the fuel line when it's on. Say this is the high pressure fuel pump. You have to push in, push this tab forward, and then pull to remove the fucking fuel line. Got the sensor mounted to the battery box using the instructions on Tune Plus. mocking up the fuel lines. So I've got the longer line that they provide you going as instructed to the front of the sensor with the white clips in the front of the sensor, and the green clip going to the hard line under the high pressure fuel pump. So that's the longer hose. And then I've got the shorter hose connected green side to the high pressure fuel pump going into the rear. This is the best that I can get them to fit. I played around with it for like fucking 15 minutes. And as you can see, I've come to the point where I think I'm gonna have to cut the smaller fuel line to remove that kink because it's just too long. If you can see right there. All right, so the supplied hose wasn't gonna work. Gonna end up having to fashion my own hose. I've got a longer bit of hose. My idea was trying to take off material from the hose to make it more rigid so it wouldn't kink, but it was just getting shorter and shorter. It wasn't gonna fucking work. All right, so I got the hose fashioned up. Time to just run some hose clamps on that bit. Ah, dang, I can't believe I had to go through this. Hopefully this shit helps somebody out. All right, so it's gonna sit something like this, roughly. And as you can see, there's no kinks there. So there it is, right there. Goes all the way back, right under the brake fluid reservoir. Routes behind this fuel line right here that goes into the front of the sensor. Goes behind and under that, and then into the rear of the sensor. So I came up to the point where I was plugging the actual sensor in, or the Bluetooth module into the actual sensor, and I came across a problem where the sensor is rounded off like this on the other side, and it wasn't fitting against this bracket down here. So all you have to do is take these blue nuts, or these blue hex bolts, loosen them, plug the sensor in, and then you can tighten those back down. Not much left to do. Got that all hooked up, and we're pretty much to the point of wiring, so I'm gonna reinstall the battery, secure the battery box down beforehand, of course, put the intake back in, and then find a power and grab. So I don't have the proper terminals to wire into these wires to tap into the battery junction box, so I'm just gonna run the positive and negative to the positive and negative on the battery. Got my heat gun out. Gonna shrink wrap the ends here. Excuse me. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe the amount of shit on the fucking... Like, what? All those terminals are down there forever. My battery died last night, and it is the next night currently. I got it just ready so that I could go to work and take the car to work. Ended up having to use 3/8 fuel line that I found lying around in my garage, and I was worried that it wasn't gonna hold up because it was bubbling. I replaced it with a more sturdy 3/8 fuel line, and glad that everything's holding up. I kept a fire extinguisher in the back of the car just in case something went south, you know what I mean? God forbid. Let's knock on wood on that one. Alright, so we're here, and I got sent my ethanol E32 from Tune Plus. So now the only thing that's left for me to do is really mix fuel.